Coming to you live from Mesquite, Nevada. I'm in my mobile office, aka my car, as I'm making my way across the country to San Diego, where we'll be celebrating a book signing for this weekend at a local Barnes & Noble in Oceanside and Mira Mesa. But as I take the time to really dive into the podcast opportunities that we have here with the Circle of Knowledge podcast, I'm your host, Jon Kovach, looking forward to another interview and an exciting opportunity to catch up with a friend of mine and someone who I absolutely look up to in the health world, in the professional world, and somebody who is absolutely just rocking it. I've been able to just witness this person's amazing growth and their attitude for success and the waves that they're making in the industry. I'm just so grateful for the opportunity to introduce to you guys Tara Garrison today. And before I bring her on camera and before we bring her back from the green room, we'll call it, I just wanted to just thank everybody. Thank you for your support. Thank you for all of your well wishes. Last week was obviously an interesting week for my family and myself, and I'm just grateful for everyone who reached out and appreciate you all. And if you didn't hear what happened, you can catch it on the episode that launched before this, where I just go into a little bit of detail and just share with you an update on my life. So that was incredible. So as we dive into this, Tara Garrison, you guys, I'm gonna read a little bit of her bio, but I want to tell you from my perspective and also from somebody who's just been able to have this individual, amazing professional woman on the Amplified Mind stages, the Champion Circle stages. She's been featured on our podcast before, actually back in the early days when we first started the podcast, where we dove into some pretty incredible concepts. I call her the keto queen, but it's not just about keto, it's about holistic health. And as an entrepreneur, your health is one of the main drivers for your energy, your health, your wealth, your prosperity, and all of the above. And that's why I just absolutely adore and love Tara Garrison. And I think I'll call her Coach Tara because that's what I originally called her. But let me let you in on a few things you should know. Tara, since she was on the podcast last, and by the way, go revisit that episode. It's I put it live and I republished it through the podcasting platform, so you can take a look. And it was an outstanding opportunity for us to learn more about the health process through keto and much, much more. So I also want to just share that you guys that she is the founder of Hire, a health and life coaching company that offers training, nutrition, mindset, and biohacking coaching. And that's kind of the thing that we want to promote today, is just talk about some of her biohacking coaching. Tara is the author of Short-Term Keto, which is going to be a great read, in which she teaches how to do keto, but not forever, and to optimize your metabolism, your brain power, the athletic performance, and your physique. Tara's been in the world of fitness. She's been a competing fitness instructor, coach, and many other things, including the bodybuilding world. And she's just had so much opportunity and success. And you guys probably hear the noises of traffic behind me. That's because I'm in my mobile office. And then just a few more things. You guys can find Coach Tara Garrison on Instagram, and she's on TikTok. Man, she's blowing it up on TikTok at Coach Tara Garrison, and where she shares health tips and the inner workings of her life. Let me bring her to the stage. Tara, thank you so much for joining me again on the Circle of Knowledge podcast. It's so great to see you. And I, no matter where I was in the world, I made sure I made this happen because your time is so valuable to me. And I know the world needs to hear what you have to say. How are you today? And thank you for being here.
I am great. Thank you so much. I was telling John before we started, I'm like, that's a true entrepreneur right there. You're like, yep, I'm going to stop right here, do a podcast and continue on. I can so resonate with that. So thank you for taking the time to do that and bringing me back on the show.
I learn from the best, Tara. I observe and watch my friends and what they do. And, you know, if you can't live on the go, then you can't do it. It's not the way, but I'm so excited because since we last chatted, you know, you had a physical coaching program. You were teaching people the way of keto. We were calling you the keto queen at one point. You really are. You have so much knowledge and understanding about your physical health, your gut health, and so much more. But since then, it's been a couple of years. There's been an evolution to this, and you're really focused on some cool things. I want to give you an opportunity to talk about and promote some of the new updates that you're working on, and not that they're new, they're just evolutions to what you did previously. But I want to give you the microphone and the floor to kind of update us on where you're at with your coaching business, your life, and also some of the new exciting things that have come to be, including your book as well as the app coming out next month, which I don't want to give it away, but I want you to incite us with it.
Sure. Thank you. Yeah. Man, keto queen, really trying to get away from that title actually, although I appreciate it. And I am very specialized on the ketogenic diet. And one thing I will say for sure about myself as a health professional is I don't like dogma. I don't like black and white thinking. I like to find out I'm wrong. I like to challenge myself. I like to challenge what's being said out there. That's these black and white statements. And, with keto, I will never deny that keto serves a very important role in many people's lives, especially with insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, certain disease states. Literally has saved people's lives. I've seen people, the morbidly obese, the people that literally can't even leave their house. Keto is the only thing that worked for them, gave them their whole life back as their blood sugar got regulated. They lost all these cravings. There's a million reasons why keto is cool, even for like the average Joe who just wants to optimize and be able to use the full tilt of their metabolism. Like, it's awesome for that. So keto's great. And I've always had this, I'm always observing. It's probably because I meditate a lot and, I do a lot of deep inner work on questioning my belief system, self-inquiry, the work of Byron Katie. I always have mindset coaches. I'm always questioning. And as I've observed many things in the health industry, and I continuously observe to this day, is everybody wants an easy answer. They want black, white thinking. They want, just tell me this one thing to do. And that, and sometimes there is, sometimes it's like, wow, we just tested your vitamin D and it was like a 15. And actually, if you take vitamin D, you're going to get some pretty awesome return on that. So there are some things that are great that way, but health, oh man. I would consider myself a holistic health expert, a holistic health coach, right? And so what is a holistic health coach? It's when we're looking at everything. And I hate to tell you guys this if you're haven't gone down this route, but like any issue you're having in your health, it is not just one thing. It's not just this one cause and effect. And if I just find this one thing, nah. It's a symphony. Our bodies, our minds, it's like a symphony, and everything affects everything. And so if you're super stressed out all the time, and that's one thing I wanted to hit because I'm talking to entrepreneurs and I get it, you guys, I'm an entrepreneur too, right? So I love being in the space of being a health coach and also an entrepreneur because I know what my client base needs. I know the things they go through because I go through them myself and am forced to find solutions so then I can bring them to people. And if there's one thing I want to talk about, it's stress. And it's not just stress, it's why. It's the why behind the stress. Why are you choosing? Because I always say, like, your life is a choice. Everything in your life is a choice. I'm a kind of a hard hitter sometimes. I like to hit it with a little punch, but it's coming from a place of love. And I say that overwhelm is a victim mindset because it's getting into this mentality of I just have all these things to do and I didn't choose any of them and I just have to do it. No. You're choosing your life. You're choosing everything you say yes to. Your kids are stressing you out. You chose to have kids. Also, you're choosing to maybe not have boundaries or rules or systems in your home that are causing a lot of stress. It's kind of on you. You're the leader of that team. Your friends, family stress you out every time you go around them. Take ownership over that? Like, what? First of all, why? What are all the subconscious stories there? Do you have a hard time setting boundaries? Do you have a hard time saying no? Are you people pleasing to get rewards of good person, gold sticker card? There's all these things. Stress usually comes down to two things, in my opinion. It's one, earning your value, proving your value. And entrepreneurs, it's entrepreneurs very often, they're not always coming from this place, but very often there's something that happened in childhood that they're still to this day, they don't even realize this subconscious story is going, but they're proving their value through achievement, fame, money, whatever. And it leads to a very addictive place because why would you be so addicted to it? Because if I don't have those things, I'm not worthy. I'm not valuable. I'm not loved. I'm not important. I'm not seen. These are basic human needs, right? So this is some of the work that I'm doing every day is helping my high performers dig in, like what's under the surface, and it takes courage to do that. It does. But what happens so often, we're afraid to let go of these attachments to proving our value, either through our bodies or through our fame or our achievement or our success, But we feel like if I let this go, then I'm going to become this low achiever, right? Like if I let this attachment addiction, I'm just going to become this like worthless person. That's the story, but that's not what happens. When you heal that stuff, you truly are able to come at entrepreneurship and health and everything from a place of pure creation energy, pure creation. I don't need to do any of this because I'm whole and complete as I am. So since I don't need this, since I have no scarcity around it, I can now create from a place of power. And that's what I love to help people see, because when that happens, one, you're going to rest more. You're going to delegate more. You're going to stop doing all this needless stuff that it's not really serving your business or your life that much, but you're doing it because it somehow makes you feel like you're this awesome hard worker. You're going to let all that stuff go, and you're going to create at a much higher level that brings peace, because you know that you're worthy of peace, you're worthy of rest, you're worthy of sleep, you're worthy of time off with your family. And you're not like every time you're off with your family, all you can think about is work because you have this addiction, because your value is placed there. Does that make sense? So that's kind of like a lot of where my coaching has gone, is more into the mindset, holistic realm. And of course, you mentioned biohacking. I love going inside. I love going inside my psyche. I love going in my subconscious. I love going inside my cells, my blood, my hair. And so that's some of the biohacking stuff that we do that a lot of my entrepreneurs love, because we have high standards. We want to perform at high levels, right? We want to see what we're capable of, what's possible. And so with your health, if something's holding you back, like you have a low thyroid, or guys, low testosterone, or women have hormone imbalances, or SIBO, which is like small intestinal bacterial overgrowth that just makes you depressed all the time, that stuff is definitely gonna hold you back, So we do blood work, hair mineral analysis. Like I said, minerals are huge on your brain power, your hormones, your energy, like everything. We do DNA analysis, which is more for my like geeky, which health SNPs might possibly be mutated, and if I take this supplement, it might help. And so we correlate that with blood and hair, and it's pretty fun. We do heart rate variability. That's something I like to share with entrepreneurs, because most entrepreneurs we're pushing, right? We're pushing our limits. We're seeing what we're capable of. Heart rate variability, probably a lot of entrepreneurs have come across this. You might see people wearing their Oura rings or their Whoop straps, right? And what that is basically showing your stress and recovery levels. So heart rate variability is the variation throughout the day in between your heartbeats. So you want a lot of variation. That means you have a healthy stress response. That means you can go up when you need to go up and down when you need to come down, right? And so if you're up all the time because you're on Adderall and coffee and stimulants and all these things, your body is so under recovered, it's not even funny, and you will pay the price. I promise. You might think, no, I won't. Nobody can stop me. I'm invincible. Other people burn out, not me. You will pay the price. It will get you in the end, and your stuff will start shutting down. Your hormone production, your neurotransmitters that help you be so on point, they will start shutting down. So this is important. If there's anything I would say an entrepreneur might want to check out in terms of biohacking, it'd probably be heart rate variability. And if you wake up and it says you're like recovered at a 12%, you need to stay your butt home and sleep. You need to sleep. You need to sleep. You need to say, what do I need to say no to? What do I need to delegate? What do I need to get rid of? That kind of stuff. So those are my biohacking things that my entrepreneurs tend to love. And then, the last thing I'll just make a plea for my entrepreneurial crowd here with Jon is resistance training, because this is how I put it. When you're strong, when you can lift a lot, your body has that capability. Your energy levels go up so much because the rest of life is easy. It's easy to get around all day and pick up little things here and there when I can deadlift 250 pounds. You know what I mean? Like, this is nothing when I can put in, and some cardio too. Like if I can push myself high intensity intervals and run 3 miles as fast as I can, walking around and doing life is going to phase me, not even. And that's what it's like so important for energy levels. So what I like to say with the entrepreneurial crowd, and really anybody, is streamline it. You guys have I know you guys have heard the term decision fatigue. So if you're training, your exercise time during the day is this: at some point today, I need to exercise. You are not optimizing. I'm going to just be real with you. You're not, it needs to be the same freaking time, a consistent flow, just like other things you have built in your business. Like at this time, I do my morning routine every freaking day. I got that. that needs to be part of the morning routine. And it's like, that's what sustains me so much. I mean, I've got 4 kids, single mom, running my business. I've got a full clientele. I've got a whole digital business. I got a podcast. I got retreats. I wrote a book that came out at the end of last year. I got like my app coming out. Like, it's a lot, you know what I mean? And it's the reason I'm able to maintain all that is because, one, I have boundaries with my time. I refuse to burn out. I'm able to say no to people. 2, I get up, I meditate, I do a gratitude practice, I do a personal development practice, and I work out. And I'm in that gym every day. And that doesn't mean I'm pushing my limits every day. Sometimes my body's tired. I'm like, you're just going to walk, girl. And I'm like, totally cool with that. I just work from my phone, walk uphill, you know, that kind of thing. But have that window set for movement. We need it so much. It's a physical release. It gets your endorphins going. You know, Steve Jobs did walking meetings to get those endorphins going for creativity. Your
For
creativity
sure, yeah.
roof, you know, so you'll carry that with you into your work day. And then, you know, have your boundaries of like, I'm done working at this time because I freaking deserve family time, personal time, free time. I hit it hard. If you hit it hard in life, you got to recover hard, you know? So that kind of flow. And that's my biggest hitters. And I kind of went off on all sorts of tangents, but man, I could talk to entrepreneurs for days because I love this crowd. It's my definitely my bread and butter is like working with high performing people. And so I just have so many things to say to them.
and I'm so impressed, Tara. I mean, this is the reason. I mean, my listeners are listening now, and this is exactly why I love talking to Tara, because I feel happier, healthier, and less stressed just talking and hearing what you have to say, and knowing that there is a possibility that you don't have to feel the way you feel. And I love that it stems from, you know, what you put into your body, but not just that. It's what you do to treat your body, how you often you cope with it, whatever, all of the things that you provide, all the things that you share are little fixes that are ultimately the opportunity to superpower the entrepreneurial brain so that they can optimize their work, life, and everything else in their balance.
Yeah. And you guys, like, I hope you're looking at yourself like this. I hope you're looking at yourself in life as a professional athlete looks at themselves in their sport. Like, you're performing at like a highly professional level in life. So do you think LeBron James just eats Takis and drinks Dr. Pepper all day and like never works out on his own time and doesn't get good sleep and never invests any money in any sort of recovery? Of course not. It would be like, he would not be LeBron James if he lived like that. He's like 50 pounds overweight. Like, you know what I mean? He knows, like, he invests so much money into his recovery, into his food, into his chefs, into his, you know, massage therapists, chiropractors, all this stuff. And when you're an entrepreneur, it's the same freaking way. You are performing at very high levels in life. So you gotta invest in your body, in your soul, in your mind. Like, it's some sort of spiritual practice. I don't care what that is for you. Like, even if you're atheist, like, time to just freaking breathe and be in silence then and connect with yourself. Cause that's my own personal beliefs. I don't actually, I'm not religious at all. I don't have any sort of like religious beliefs, but I definitely connect to a higher power every day. And man, really grateful for that, because it really has brought a lot to my business. Thank you, whoever is guiding me and helping me, you know. But having that consistent, like, we've got to have recovery. We got to have mental, emotional, physical recovery a lot. Like, it has to become a priority, or we just won't be able to create the same output for long. We will gas out.
Give me one just second here. I may have clocked out. Let me try this again. Can you hear me, Tara?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. For some reason, I can't hear you, which is weird, but I will continue. Somebody called my phone, so
oh no,
that's always great. Awesome. And if you like continue, but I just wanted to jump in here and say how well, first of all, can you tell us a little bit about the app coming out and what that's all about? Because I'm really excited to one, promote that, and to get people to buy your book, get involved, and learn more about your programs, and also to follow you on TikTok and Instagram.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. And real quick on the book, my book is called Short-Term Keto. It's on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, all of those. And Short-Term Keto is basically just what I was mentioning before. Like, keto is so good for optimizing your metabolism. Basically what it means is, if all you're running on is carbohydrates right now, which if you didn't do keto, that's what you're doing, you're really only using half the capacity of your metabolism. Like, if you get hangry or low energy or shaky or any of those things when you're running out of carbs, then like, or out of food, then you're not operating at full capacity. It doesn't have to be like that. You can actually get more and more and more energy the longer you fast. And I know that sounds crazy, but that's what happens after you do a phase of keto. So it's super, super helpful for anybody who wants to optimize like their energy levels, like have more just a good relationship with food where they're not having all these cravings and all that stuff. So short-term keto is for that. And it has training and all the logic behind it, all the research, all that stuff. The app. So on TikTok, like you mentioned, my TikTok has kind of exploded. And what I've noticed people really enjoy from me on TikTok is my education on biomechanics and how to get the most out of your workouts, right? Out of each exercise. Like there's all these common things that people are like, I just don't know how to get my rear delts. I just don't, or my side delts. This is not happening, right? And this is, the first part of my career, I just went so hardcore on biomechanics and how to maximize training results. Cause I'm like, that's my freaking job, is to be the best at it, right? So that's that's easy for me for sure. And so, I got hit up by somebody about doing an app. And so that is coming out at the end of April, and that will be full workouts at home or in the gym. High intensity interval training, I'm a huge fan of. So I will always have one high intensity interval training day per week. They're super fun as well. And then I was like, how can I bring mindset into an app that's not boring, that's actually kind of fun and cool? And so one thing that's been really, really huge in my own personal growth journey is being in nature and silence and just exploring the mountains and things like that. So I love to travel and see nature. Like if I go to a city, I try to get outside of the city and just connect with the land. I just how I am. And so there's going to be mindset journeys where I am in beautiful nature locations all over the world. And I will everything's 22 minutes or less in the app. And so it'll just be a walking mindset meditation. So you put your tablet or your phone on your treadmill, boost that thing up on your incline up to like a 10, you go for it, and then just listen. And I will take you through a journey to help stimulate some thoughts that get you thinking about how you see life. And that's it for me as a coach. Like to me, the mark of an excellent coach is the quality of the questions that you ask and what you're able to stimulate in somebody for them to go on that journey themselves, find those answers inside themselves. And so that's what the mindset part of the app is. So it's training. There's a nutrition side. There's regular, I quote unquote, regular nutrition where we focus on protein, real food, all that stuff. And then there's also keto. So I'm very excited about that. That's like pretty much the direction my business is going, is this app. So it's the Coach Tara app. You can watch for it at the end of April. And then let's see.
Can I ask a quick question? Why, just out of curiosity, you said it the way you said it. So I'm like, why did you say it that way? Why 22 minutes?
Came to me in meditation.
Yes.
I get a lot of downloads, and it was just like, I just got this one. Every once in a while, business stuff will kick in while I'm in meditation. And it was just like, do this, do this, do this, do this. I'm like, that's freaking cool. I'm not like one of those people that's like sees 1111 everywhere I go and I'm like a numbers person, but I have noticed a lot of significant things have happened in my life around like numbers like 2s and 4s. And I also, the reason I like 22 is because some people are new and some people are advanced. And so each body part division is 22 minutes or less. So that way you can stack. Like if you're more advanced, you could do 3 of them, be done in an hour. If you're just starting and you're like, no, I'm just going to go hard on biceps and be out of here in about 20 minutes, then you're done. So that was the idea.
I love that. It's super palpable. I am one of those people who see 2s everywhere. And so the fact that you said it the way you said, I was like, oh, interesting. But I love that. And again, palpable, something that anyone and everyone can either begin or start or, crank out in an hour, which is amazing. This is phenomenal. And I'm so excited to get behind the app and to promote it and also to encourage entrepreneurs everywhere, business owners everywhere, whether it's, just starting a morning routine or getting into that heavy resistance training that everyone needs, to diet and ideas. I think that's phenomenal. In fact, didn't you say that your book had, I believe you said it had several recipes that would help the entrepreneur to not feel overwhelmed with the keto process if they begin that short-term process?
Yeah. So my book actually does not have a keto meal plan in it because it's all about, cool. My book probably should have been called Stop Doing Keto because I love keto, but that's basically the premise of the book is like, here's why you don't need to do it forever though. So if the whole first chapter is why keto is awesome. So you might read that chapter and be like, holy crap, I should do this for myself. If that's you, on my website, taragarrison.com, I wanted to help support those people too. So I took my top 100 keto recipes and put them for free. You can download those on my website if you get the book and you want that, right? But the book itself, honestly, like if you're not going to do keto or if you've already done a phase of keto, like the meal plan recipe in there is like how I would recommend everybody eat. It's how I eat. It's a lower-ish carb, higher protein. It's like moderate carbs and fat, higher protein. And it's real food. It's fast. It's easy. It's yummy. Like I said, I'm busy as the rest of you guys, you know? So yeah, it's simple stuff, especially my app too. Like some of my recipes will be like, sometimes I have Built bars after I work out. Okay, there's your recipe. But I'm just being real with you guys. Like, this is how I eat and this is how I maintain a lot of muscle mass. And like last time I checked, I was like 13% body fat. And like I'm trying to show people how effortless it can be when you understand certain principles, right? It's principles. Like that's how, you guys know that's how it is in business. There's certain principles that you follow that lead to success. And so I'm trying to help show people principles. Like you want to keep protein high. You want to boost fiber wherever you can, if your gut can handle it. You want to do things like intermittent fasting to make it easier. You want to stop eating 3 hours before you go to sleep so that your body can recover well and you don't have all this fat and gut problems that you get from food just sitting in there overnight, you know? So there's a lot of coming in the app as well. So the book, you know, if you want to try keto and then like do that whole process of going into keto and coming back out, I mean, the book is phenomenal, I'll say, for facilitating that journey. And then, you know, the rest of it, if you want to continue doing keto for longer, because some people really truly need to do keto for like a year. Some people might be like 4 weeks, and I go into the reasons why, who falls into where in the book. But if you do want to do keto for a really long time, I mean, the app supports that. And I also have a year-long keto program on my website. I have a lot of resources around keto and then coming off keto on my website, in the book, in the app. It's kind of my bread and butter. So yeah, lots of resources there.
Absolutely amazing. I'm very, very impressed. And I just got accompanied by some neighbors here in my pavilion. I know it's open public, so that's even awesomer. But I just wanted to share
too. It's pretty quiet.
Okay, good. All right. I think these do a good job. But anyways, I really want to pour into that and just say that again, to all my listeners, wherever you're at in the process, your health is number one. You might think it's your brain, you might think it's your ideas, you might think it's your business, but your health ultimately is exactly what you need to pour into most. And I'll call myself a retired athlete. Since in 2012, I was like, do I go Olympics or do I go entrepreneur? And I chose entrepreneur. But even for me, it's super valuable to remember that the body carrying you is that vehicle. It's that modality. It's everything that you need to be able to be successful and do all those things. So I just want to pour into the listeners so that they understand that that's extremely, extremely valuable.
Yeah. And I'll say, like, I get so much joy out of working with entrepreneurs because I can't tell you how many high level people I've worked with who I look at their blood work and some of their nutrient deficiencies and their hair and their blood. And I'm like, it is absolutely amazing that you are performing in life at the levels that you are. Imagine how much higher you're going to be able to perform when you're actually at full capacity. Holy cow. And that is, some of these things are simple. Like some of them are like a $10 supplement. I've had, you know, there's a guy and he runs a mastermind and he's amazing. We did his DNA and his hair and stuff. And he was super deficient in folate. Folate is like, it's like $10, you know? And I get this call from him randomly and I'm walking into the gym and I'm like, oh, hey, what's up? And he's like, I feel so good. I haven't felt like this since I was a little kid. And I'm like, dang, you know, like think about that. And for entrepreneurs, like think how you feel when you're sick. This is the best analogy I can give people. You know, when you're really sick and you're like super grateful for your normal health. Well, I'm telling you that there may be another level from your normal that will make your normal feel like when you feel sick. Does that make sense? Because you don't know until you've experienced it. And I'm in that now. And I'm like, I look back at what I consider my quote unquote old life. I'm like, dang, dude, she did not even know how what the human body is capable of feeling like when you feed it good food, prioritize sleep, get on top of any missing micronutrients, work out enough that you're stronger, that you have more energy. Like, it's insane. And I go to these health conferences, right, where people are really into this stuff. It is the highest vibe. I'll just share real quick. I went to a marketing conference once where people are not really into health. I'm just being real. I almost could not even bear the energy. It was like so dense and so heavy and so like low vibe and like scarcity and jealousy and just like no energy. Like I almost couldn't bear it because I'm so used to the energy of my health conferences where it's like you're connecting with people on this, like, I don't know how else to say it. It just feels like this higher consciousness level. Like everyone's very like loving and abundance mindset and going after their dreams and like happy, just so happy and healthy. And it's been cool for me to see that contrast because I'm like, whoa, dude, like your health matters so much on how you show up in life, how you create relationships, how you're able to carry yourself, the energy you're giving off. And these people are high performers too. Make no mistake, like they are high performers, but it's in this like very calm, collected, loving, abundant, like ease type energy, So yeah, health is huge.
I agree. And I just thought I should try to get you to come to one of the conferences I speak at every year, which is it's an auditors conference. And yeah, I think I think you would tear them apart.
I'll be like passing out like multivitamins and krill oil. Here you go.
Like you need this and you need that. Man, I'm so enthused and just filled with excitement when I get to learn from you and talk to you. And honestly, all of this is super selfish because now I get to learn so much and I get to share this with my listeners and be so much more productive in that regard. Mainly, I want to point people towards you. Obviously, guys, go find on Amazon the book, and remind me the name of your book. My notes.
Keto. Yep.
There we go. Short-Term Keto, and it's on Amazon. Which, by the way, you're a #1 bestseller. Congratulations. That's amazing.
Thanks.
That's no easy feat.
Thanks. And it was all organic. I admit I didn't put a big effort and business behind it. So it was cool to see that, to see some of those #1 new release spots come out on that. So yeah, it's good. I mean, I'm nerdy, guys. And I also am always mindful of like, is this enjoyable for someone to read? Like I'm doing everything I can to go as nerdy as I can, go fully into all the research, and then bring it back into like a tangible, easy to understand way for people. So hopefully if you read the book, you find it enjoyable. I've gotten really good reviews and lots of messages from people like, oh my gosh, finally makes sense, So there's that. And then, yeah, like the app, I mean, to me, the app is like what I'm trying to serve. There's so many people working out at home now. And there's also people who like to crush it in the gym. And I totally get that. And I want to support everybody in that. And the biggest barrier I'd say for people with working out is time, especially entrepreneurs. It's easy for them to just kind of barrel over that because it's like, no, I just got to get into my work. And it's like, dude, if you can just take 22 minutes, just do one of the high intensity interval training workouts at home, like 22 minutes, just push it, get that flow going. And holy cow, like I cannot even tell you, you will show up so differently in life. And taking my nerdy self, I like to, I consider myself a cool nerd. I'm like, I try to come across cool just cause, but I am like nerdy. I am as nerdy as it gets. I've always been that way. And so like, because of that, I love to learn. I'm like, no, there has to be a better way. No, there has to be a better way. Like, oh, how else can we do this? How else can we maximize this? And so I'm bringing all that into the app. It's like, how do you actually finally get your side delts to work? Like what is holding you back? How can we get this? So there's that. And then of course me just facilitating the workouts themselves. And if you're like, dude, I don't have energy, and some of you guys don't, some of you guys actually really need sleep and you need to recover and you need to just walk for a while, put on one of my mindset meditations. And it's like, all I'm doing is just like I would do with my high performing clients, is just facilitating some awesome questions and thoughts to get you thinking about how you're looking at life, how you're looking at your relationships, how you're looking at your own potential, how you're treating yourself, how you're seeing the world, like just stimulating thoughts, right? Because when we get that little stimulus in the morning, God, it helps us bring this, this extra oomph into everything we're doing. Like if you're leading in any sort of way, like you need that. Oh, I got some sunlight going. You need that extra. Oh my gosh. I am sorry guys. If you're just listening, I've just got a lot of sunlight. I mean, I'm now, but anyway, that extra oomph that comes when you become the guru, when you have these like high vibration thoughts that are stimulated by questions. right? If somebody asks you next question, you start thinking, you then get to be this awesome ripple effect where you're sharing that with your family, with your friends, with the people that you influence at work. Because we all hold influence no matter what. Every single one, every person you talk to is influencing you and you're influencing them in a story period. And so when you have these moments with yourself where you're like, even if it's a weight training workout and you're like, dude, I just realized I just had this like epiphany that like, you know, when I feel like I'm going to give up, it's actually my mind. It's not my body. Oh my gosh, where else am I doing that? You know? So I hope that the app can serve as this stimulus for people to see their own power, to see what they're capable of, to get these kind of epiphanies, to get these kind of thoughts that they then ripple effect and share with everyone around them. So yeah, that's what I would love. That would be my, like, so much joy to me to be able to facilitate in that role for people to then be able to like tap into that and share that with the world around them.
Well, thank you so much, Tara. That is really, I can't thank you enough. And I want to continue to perpetuate the conversation by sending people your way. And I'm so grateful just for your time, for your resources. And I think it's time for me to bite the bullet and finally jump into some of your programs as well. But thank you for sharing them with my listeners, and thank you for sharing them with everything that we have today. At least I can't wait to continue to follow up and see this progress. And as always, you know, you've always got a speaker spot on any one of my stages with the with Champion Circle and all that we're doing, because I know how valuable this information is for the health of my listeners and for the health of entrepreneurs and for those who are working on what they're working on. With that being said, I want to send everyone to go check out TaraGarrison.com, and you'll learn more about her programs, what she's got going there. Also go pick up a copy of her book, as well as stay tuned for next month when there will be the launch of an amazing, cool app. I'm going to be one of the first groupies to download that and be a part of that series, give it, test it, do all of the above. And I can't wait for that. Can't wait to support you with that. And then last here is, if you guys want, you please go follow Tara on social media. She's got lots of amazing tips and tricks, and I appreciate the workouts that she provides. Sometimes it inspires my workout, especially when I'm feeling like not doing anything in the morning. So it's a fantastic opportunity. So I just want to thank you again for your time, Tara.
Thank you so much, Jon. I appreciate you having me again.
Awesome. And you guys join us next time on the Circle of Knowledge podcast, where we'll have more conversations coming. We'll be live again tomorrow with a few more interviews. And there you will find it live on any one of the podcast channels you watch. Thank you, Tara.
Thank you.